News 4 at 11.
It's hurting. You know, it's hard. It's hard because I felt like he was let down by the people that he trusted and was around, you know.
A Buffalo mother continues to grieve over the death of her 25-year-old son. Police say Alvin McDowell was the second homicide of the new year. Good evening, everyone. His case remains unsolved. Police say they don't have any suspects. They're looking for any possible lead. News 4's Rachel Monjovi talked to his mother tonight about her efforts to get justice. Rachel?
Callan, this is just one of 8 unsolved homicides in the city this year. McDowell's family and police are still searching for answers 49 days later.
I'm just praying and keeping it in God's hand, and hopefully that someone comes forward.
Lucretia Watkins is on a mission to find justice.
My son was a jokester, funny, laughing, wasn't hateful, wasn't harmful to anyone. He would get the shirt off his back.
Her 25-year-old son, Alvin McDowell, was shot and killed in the early hours on New Year's Day.
And he went down to the town gardens where he grew up, where he knew everybody, and he was too drunk, they said, to drive home. He didn't get out of the car. He fell asleep in the car.
Buffalo detectives say McDowell was shot multiple times while he lay asleep in the car. He's one of 3 people killed on January 1st. Buffalo's homicide squad says they're looking for any tips that will lead them to McDowell's killer. And his mother is going around the neighborhood posting these flyers.
I just want the person or the persons that's responsible to be apprehended.
Watkins and detectives both believe people aren't coming forward for fear of retaliation.
People are scared for their families. They're scared to come forward and say things, and, you know, because they don't want their families to be involved in anything, you know.
McDowell's mother says she believes there's somebody out there that knows who did this to her only son.
If you love him and he was your friend, or you call him your man, your ace, your friend, you know, your buddy, somebody's seen something and somebody heard something.
Watkins says she won't stop posting these flyers until police find who's responsible. Crime Stoppers is offering a $1,000 reward. Buffalo Police is offering a $1,500 reward. In the studio tonight, Rachel Monjovi, News 4 at 11.
Buffalo police arrested 7 protesters yesterday outside the convention center where Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown delivered his State of the City address. Tonight, we've learned 2 of those demonstrators have been released from police custody. They were arraigned today and pleaded not guilty to resisting arrest. 5 other protesters were released yesterday. Some told us they were advocating for Wardell Davis, who died in police custody, and they want the mayor to be more accountable for the violence and the alleged police brutality they say is happening in the city. Niagara County Sheriff's deputies are investigating a crash at Military and Packard roads in the town of Niagara. The sheriff's office tweeted this photo out tonight. They call it an injury accident. We are trying to find out how many people were hurt and what caused this crash. After a traffic stop in the village of Youngstown, a man led police on a search last night. A Youngstown officer pulled a car over at 11 p.m. and recognized passenger 23-year-old Myquan Pringle, who was wanted for robbery in the city of Niagara Falls. Pringle fled the scene and entered an apartment building on Lockport Street. The Niagara County Sheriff's Office and state police were called. Deputies searched the building and located Pringle on the 2nd floor, armed with a hatchet. He was taken into custody. Further charges are pending.
I hear your demands, I hear your voices, and I promise you I will deliver.
President Donald Trump was back in his comfort zone today, rallying supporters at an airport hangar in Melbourne, Florida. Supporters gathered to hear the president speak at his first rally since taking the oath of office. White House officials say the event was a way for the president to sidestep the media and speak directly to the people. It sounded much like his old campaign rallies. He started it by attacking the media, saying they are creating, quote, fake news and part of the corrupt system. He then moved on to the promises of action on health care, taxes, crime, and America's southern border. The president told supporters in the face of reports of chaos, the White House is, quote, running smoothly.
Honest media, which has published one false story after another, with no sources. Even though they pretend they have them, they make them up in many cases.
Tomorrow is another big day for President Trump. He plans to interview at least 4 potential candidates for National Security Advisor. A women's rights group in Virginia is leading a boycott of Trump winery products at Wegmans stores. The group, unhappy with Trump's policies, asked the grocer last week to stop carrying it. News 4's Marissa Perlman shows us how the boycott is affecting Western New York retailers.
How can I help you? We are actually sold out at the moment, but we are hoping to get some more back in on Tuesday.
On a visit to Straight Up Wine and Liquor in Kenmore, calls poured in inquiring about this, the Trump label wine.
We've had a number of people come through to shop for the Trump wine, which we do carry, or at least we did carry it before we ran out of it.
Owner Dan Lockey is having trouble keeping it on store shelves. The wine has gone up in price $10 per bottle in just the past few weeks, an attempt to keep demand down. But it doesn't seem to be working. As news of the Trump wine boycott spread, Lockey says it seems to be having the opposite effect.
Most of the customers are coming in because they want to support Trump indirectly by buying the wine, but there are others that come in who oppose President Trump and want to buy the wine and possibly pour it on the ground or do whatever they want to do with it.
Straight Up has carried the wine since October, and sales then were okay. Recently, it's taken off, but not everyone's looking to buy.
A very loyal customer who loves the store, loves our staff, loves the selection, and she refuses to come here anymore because we carry the Trump wine.
Lockey says he and his employees don't voice their political opinions in the store or through their product.
Just like most retail outlets, we're not making a political statement. All we're doing is selling wine and providing a selection to our customers. Ironically, pretty soon there's an Obama wine coming out. So I'll be carrying that wine as well, and we'll see what happens with that.
Reporting in Buffalo, Marissa Perlman, News 4.
Republican Congressman Tom Reed took hard questions at several town hall meetings across Western New York today. Reed spoke in Asheville, Cherry Creek, Great Valley, and Fillmore. He was asked a range of questions, including his stance on Medicare, gun rights, and abortion. In North Harmony, the crowd chanted, quote, "Do your job." Reed says he held the town halls because he believes in accessible government. Reed posted about his town hall meetings on social media, where he received a mixed review. On Facebook, Genevieve says she was glad he showed up and, quote, says, "Now continue to do your job for the people. Stop ignoring important concerns and represent the majority who seriously question the intent of this new administration." Meanwhile, Susan says she was happy Reed reached out. She says, quote, "I was at Cherry Creek and I want to let you know that most of us locals support you. You did a good job." Reed plans to hold town halls in all 11 counties this year. Turning now to weather, it was a beautiful day across Western New York. We were in the 50s earlier, and it's still pretty nice out there right now. This is a live look over the Grain Elevators light show. It's a beautiful night if you are out and about. Foreign meteorologist Andrew Bagalini is tracking more warm weather headed our way.
Yeah, a lot more where this came from, Callum. The good news is it was a very windy day, and that sort of took the edge off the warmth at times. Well, it's not anymore. In fact, a very tranquil night, and tomorrow just a slight breeze, but not nearly the same level as what we saw today. High temperatures, very impressive. 56 at the Buffalo Airport, 56 up at Niagara Falls. A lot of 50s across the board. You even see some 60s on that map. It was definitely a taste of spring. Well, here in Buffalo, we managed 22 degrees above our normal high for the day. In fact, our normal high is our recorded low temperature for these 24 hours. So very impressive, just 7 degrees shy of an all-time record. Well, it's cooling off out there. With those clear skies, a lot of that heat is escaping. So we're back into the 30s now, 38 in Buffalo, up toward the falls. Some of that warmth lingering a little bit in the southern tier. Not nearly as breezy, a much calmer night out there, and that's going to remain true through your Sunday. Here's how the temperatures shake out. Waking up tomorrow morning, heading out to breakfast or church, it'll be a little bit cool. You'll certainly want those jackets. Temperatures just a couple degrees above freezing. We do warm things back up, but not quite as much as today. 40s, maybe near 50 degrees, but mostly in the mid and upper 40s for your Sunday. We'll see early sunshine, increasing clouds, a few degrees cooler, but thankfully not windy, and we are staying dry. Coming up in my full 4 and forecast, I'll let you know how long this warm spell is going to last and time out a few hiccups on the way this week. Callan.
All right, thanks, Andrew. Next at 11, getting the scoop. A Western New York staple is expanding. The new location, Lake Effect Ice Cream, is taking on. And more than a dozen animals find forever homes at a special adoption event. We'll tell you how many went home with new families.